Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Today, as you can tell by the title, we are going to be making chicken Alfredo. This isn't a recipe that I make often, but it is something that I've wanted to make for a long time, and I thought, why not make it today? So, if you want to find out how I make and how you can also make chicken Alfredo, keep on watching. Okay, for chicken Alfredo, of course you're going to need chicken, and I chose to use chicken thighs, but you can use whatever part of the chicken you want. And then I of course added some seasoning. I used English mustard, ginger and garlic paste, ground pepper, ground ginger, paprika, and some salt. I also added some Maggi cubes because I always add them to my seasoning and most of my recipes. And once I added all of those, I mixed them together in the bowl and popped them into the air fryer to cook. I put them in for 15 minutes on 180 degrees and turned them halfway, and then I cooked them for an additional 10 minutes. I then, of course, got started on the pasta mix. So I wanted to eat mine with vegetables, so I cut up some fresh broccoli and then also cut up some cauliflower and boiled them for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then I got started on the actual pasta. For chicken Alfredo, there is a specific type of pasta you're supposed to use. I'll put it up on the screen, but I just decided to use basic pasta. Obviously, put that in boiling water, a dash of salt, and then once it's done, drain it and set it aside, saving the pasta water if you want to add extra creaminess later. I decided to also add onions into my chicken Alfredo dish. Now, this isn't in the original recipe and it isn't necessary, but I add onions to most of my pasta dishes, so it is what it is. Then I went to take out my chicken because it was done from the air fryer. Of course, you can also do your chicken in a pan or the oven, but I chose to do it in the air fryer because it's more time efficient. I taken all the chicken out of the air fryer tray. I used the broth that the chicken left and took it and poured it into a smaller container so that I could pour it into my pasta mix. I'm aware that you can buy chicken broth from the shops or you can just use basic chicken seasoning, but I just decided to do it this way. In the same or separate skillet, melt 2 tablespoons of butter over medium heat. If you're using onions, toss them in now and saute until they're translucent for about 2 to 3 minutes. I added slices of onions at the end, so don't worry. Next, you're going to want to pour 2 cups of double cream and stir them in gently. And then add 1 tablespoon of salt and a tablespoon of black pepper and let it simmer for a couple of minutes so it thickens just a little bit. Then I added paprika and the chicken broth that I showed you earlier into the creamy mix and mixed it all together. Then you're going to want to stir in your grated cheese, literally the best part. I use cheddar, but you can of course use whatever cheese you like. If the sauce is too thick, add half a cup of pasta water to loosen it up and make it silky smooth. Then toss your cooked pasta into the sauce, mixing well to coat all of the noodles. If you cook chicken, add it back in now and give everything a good stir. I added chicken afterwards onto the plate. And then plate it up. Maybe if you want to sprinkle a little extra cheese on there, you can. And some herbs. I obviously added the vegetables that I boiled earlier on. And that is it. There you have it. Simple, creamy, cheesy chicken Alfredo. And that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, as always, all of the instructions and how to make this will be in the description down below. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this recipe, and also comment some recommendations of different things that I should also try making. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. À toutes. Bye.